So SSCE session, layout of a session. Before each session, if we can always jot down the sort of format. So we're always going to have a talk, whether that talk is in the classroom, which will be shown on this video, or whether it's going to be a manual outside. Then we'll get them all to line up at the door, get them to line up on the tug of war rope, at which point then we'll split them into two teams. So red and blue team, allocate the two team captains, potentially service children if we can. That would be ideal, so we can ask them while they're on the tug of war rope or in their presentation, you know, is anybody, parents or guardians, ever served in the armed forces? And then we take them through the 3 challenges. So predominantly we use an A to B challenge, which I know everyone's aware of. Then we do a tyre pull challenge. So one team pulling tyres, one team sitting between 2 cones. Again, I'll show you this on the video a bit later. And then we come together for a final tug of war challenge. Depending on time, it could be best of 1, 2, 3, or even best of 5 on the tug of war. And then at the end, the important thing is obviously getting the feedback. Make a little graph, or chart, I should say, score chart. So we've got down the left-hand side the activities that we're doing. So A to B, tyre pull, questions, tug of war, and then at the end, the winner. So nice and simple. So that's going to be the layout of the SSCE session, but we're going to put it all on video so you can see it. Some points to note down the bottom. So I always say remember to clap both teams, especially at the end, or if one team loses, make sure that the winning team claps the losing team. Always ask if they had a good time at the end. I mean, that's always a good one for me. Just one final debrief, get them together, and really explain at the start, whether you explain at the start in the talk, or whether you do it when you're on the tug of war rope. But if you blow your whistle, you expect everyone to be quiet. That'll just help you get a grip of the classes that are a little bit more difficult, should we say, to deal with. So don't forget to use your whistle blast as well, okay? So whistle blast, one whistle blast, quiet, and then you wait for it to be quiet. If they're not quiet within sort of 5 seconds, 10 seconds again, one more whistle blast. Guys, everyone be quiet, I've just told you once. Bit more strict with a whistle blast. Obviously we can be a bit more fluffy then with the commands, but we'll have to turn on that strictness. The talk, I always jot down on my clipboard, just in case we can't do the presentation, what I'm going to talk about. So obviously introduce myself, I don't put that down. We talk about, tell them all to switch on and listen to this part. We talk about 2 to 3 litres of water, exercise 3 times a week, minimum. You know, by going for a walk. I like to explain you don't have to beast yourself in a CrossFit gym. If you like going for a walk, go for a walk with your friends. If you like taking a camera and taking photos, go for a walk, taking photos, take your dog for a walk. So do something you love and you enjoy. Fruit and veg, I mean, we know that 5 a day is the minimum standard, but we aim for 7 to 9 at Forces Fitness. I don't say 5 a day is wrong, because it's what they get taught in school. So what I do say is, though, 5 a day is the absolute bare minimum. We should aim for 7 to 9. Fruit and veg portions, 80 grams. And then the last 2 then, I talk a little bit about fish. So it's got good omega-3, good proteins and good fats. They call it the brain food. Fish is great if you can get it into your body twice a week. And the last one then, whole meal's better than white. Obviously we're aware that sort of wholemeal rice, wholemeal pasta, and wholemeal bread is better for you, better for the digestive system. It's got more fibre in there. So that in a nutshell, lads, is what I would prep before any SSCE session, just so I've got it when I rock up. But we're going to see the session in full flow when we look through Dan's points. Okay, so arrive 20 minutes early to try and set up. So the first challenge is going to be A to B. Traditionally, we like to line up on the tug of war rope. Obviously, we're on a sort of basketball court here, so we'll line them up on the white line, which you can see there. Then we'll split them into teams, blue team and red team, and they'll make their way from A to B. If you haven't got hula hoops, you would have been given small bike tyres, or you would have been given also the sort of small rubber coasters, which you can use for that. Also, we set up an area, you can't use the same one, but we set up an area for the tyre pulls and the tug of war at the end. Obviously we're moving more to outdoor space now. Sometimes if you're indoors you have to utilise the same space and set it up in between, but if you can set it up all outdoors, it just makes life a little bit easier. Cool. Right, hello guys, how are we all? Yeah, good. You excited about today? Yeah. Been told much about it? No, not really? Cool, so that's what I'm here for, okay? The presentation I'm going to give you guys is going to last about 5 or 10 minutes. It'll have a quick introduction about what I do and what we do at Forces Fitness. It's got a little video on there with my boss Sean, who's going to explain a little bit more about today and some of his experiences. It's got a slide of Forces Fitness healthy top tips, which we're going to go through, and then I'll explain what activities we're going to be doing when we get outside. Okay, sound good? Cool.
Right, so my name's Dan, guys. I'm 24 years old. I work at Forces Fitness. All of us at Forces Fitness are ex-military instructors, which means we've either been in the Army, Navy or RAF. I myself was an ex-Welsh Guardsman. Do we know what the Welsh Guards are? Anyone?
Queen's Guards, kind of.
Queen's Guards, awesome, well done. Can you see this picture down at the bottom? Yeah, these are the Queen's Guards, the guys with the red tunics, big black bearskins, guard places like Buckingham Palace, Tower London, places like that, okay? That's what I used to do when I was in the army. Now I've come out, I'm going around schools delivering these health and well-being sessions, okay? The video I'm about to play now, that is Sean, you can see Sean at the back there. He's going to talk you through a little bit about today and some of his experiences, okay?
Hi everyone, I hope you're looking forward to your Forces Fitness session today. I know the instructor's got some amazing sessions lined up. All the other schools so far absolutely love the sessions, and I'm sure it'll be a great day where you have to work together in teams to overcome challenges. So my name's Sean, I'm the director of Forces Fitness, and I'm just here to give you a bit of a message today, and that's don't be afraid to try new things, okay, and don't be afraid of failure. Over the years, I've tried so many different things, and I've failed at a lot of things too. In school, I wasn't overly a massive achiever to start. I got a couple of C's, didn't pass all my GCSEs. Went off to college, then joined the military at the age of 18, becoming 1st Battalion Welsh Guardsman. So they're the people who guard the Queen, and I lived next door to the Queen for a number of years with the guys in the red tunic and the big bearskins, before completing a number of operational tours around the world. And I also undertook Special Forces selection. So that was one of my big failures, really. It was a really hard course, and for those of you who don't know what that is, Special Forces selection is for going towards the SAS, or the SPS, all the best soldiers in the whole of the British Army go towards it. 200 people start the course. First part of the course on the Brecon Beacons in the middle of January, loads of snow. To give you an inkling of the course, you're sort of carrying backpacks that weigh around about 35 to 55 pounds, about the same weight as a 9-year-old child. On your back, and you're carrying that anywhere from 30 kilometres to 65 kilometres a day. I got all the way to the last day. All that training, years and years and years. I was 40 kilometres from the end of the last speed march, and I came off with a stress fracture to my right tibia, and I failed. All that training, I failed my course. But what I took from it is that at least I gave it a go. You know, I got out there, I thought, got outside my comfort zone and pushed and went for something I really, really wanted. Yes, I was a little bit upset when I finished, but by the time I thought my thought process about what I was going to do with my life and what I was going to do with things, that actual event, taking that course, has led me on to who I am today. And has led me on to setting this fantastic business, which is Forces Fitness. And now we run multiple sessions in schools, colleges and universities all around the UK. If I'd have passed Special Forces selection, I might not be here speaking to you today. So I'm a massive believer as well that sometimes things do happen for a reason. I know that 20 years from now, you'll be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than the things you did do. So my message to you today, guys, is get outside, enjoy yourselves, have some great fun, put your all into it, and don't be afraid to fail, okay? Yes, we want to win. You know, I want to win and everything, don't get me wrong, and everybody wants to win at things in life, but we can't win everything, all right? And I don't win at everything. So get outside, enjoy your day, and I look forward to seeing the catch-ups on social media later. Cheers, guys.
What do we think the main messages are from that video, guys? Hands up. Yes.
Just try.
Try, good, awesome. Yes?
Never give up.
Never give up, awesome. Any more? Go on.
Out of your comfort zone.
Yes, get out of your comfort zone, good.
Get to the very end.
Get to the very end, good. Any more?
Persevere.
Persevere, good. So another one is don't be scared about failure, okay? It's not all about winning, even though we do want to win. It's not all about that, okay? And the main one is to have loads of fun, okay? Everyone happy with them? Next slide, guys. Can everyone see the board? Yeah, every question I'm about to ask you now, okay, the answer will be on there. Just chuck your hand up and I'll ask you, okay? So, how many litres of water a day do you think we should be drinking? Anyone?
2 to 3.
2 to 3 litres, good. How many times a week do you think we should be staying active? Yes.
3 times a week.
Yeah, good. At least 3 times a week, okay? Obviously, if we do more than 3 times a week, that's even better. Can anyone give me some examples about what staying active is? Or, examples of what staying active is. Go on.
Like swimming and walking.
Swimming, walking, good.
Having runs from time to time.
Having runs, good. In the back.
Rock climbing.
Rock climbing, good. Yes.
Football.
Football.
Playing with friends.
Playing with your friends, good.
Staying healthy and just running around.
Staying healthy, just running around, awesome.
Sports.
And sports, good. I think we covered most of them there, okay? Staying active is just getting outside, having fun, like going on the yard to break with your friends, walking to and from school, cycling, team sports, anything like that, okay? How many fruit and veg a day do you think we should be eating? Yes? 7 to 9, awesome. So has everyone heard of their 5 a day? Yeah, everyone's going to do 5 a day. At Forces Fitness, we like to do a little bit extra, which is why we say between 7 and 9, okay? This next point, it says here, 1 portion of fruit and veg equals 80 grams, okay? So what do we think 80 grams looks like in terms of size of a fruit and veg? Have a guess, show me with your hands. It could be anything from the size of a raisin up to a melon. What do you think 80 grams looks like? Everyone have a guess, okay? It's guesswork, doesn't matter if we get it wrong. Don't expect everyone to know this. Cool, so 80 grams is about the size of a plum, okay guys? So what that means is, one of these 7 to 9 a day is 80 grams. If we had an apple, which is twice the size of a plum, that would count as 2 of our 7 to 9 a day. Does that make sense? Yeah? Awesome. And last point I'll go on to, hands up here if you like to eat fish. Who enjoys eating fish? Hands up. How many times a week do you think we should be trying to eat fish?
Twice.
Well, twice, awesome, twice a week. What is in fish that's good for us? Does anyone know? The answer is not on the board of this one, yes.
Protein.
Protein, awesome. Do we know what protein's good for?
Muscles.
Yeah, you said it. Muscles, yeah, good. So it's good for muscle growth and muscle repair. And there's also one more thing in fish which is really good for us. It's good for our brains. Do we know what it's called? No? Do you know? Awesome, well done, omega-3. So omega-3 is a fatty oil, guys, which is really good for our brains, okay? Are we going to remember those? So I might or might not ask you some questions outside about it, which means I will ask you some questions. Okay, so just remember. Right, next side. When we get downstairs, I'm going to split you into 2 equal teams. And not obviously, there's going to need to be 2 team captains, okay? The 3 challenges we're going to do. The first one is an A to B challenge, which is like floor is lava. Have you ever done that before? Yeah? That'll be the first challenge. Our second one will be tire pulling, which is going to test our fitness a little bit. And then the third one is going to be tug of war, yeah. So those are going to be the 3 challenges, okay? In between them, like I said, I will ask you a couple of questions on what we just learned. And the last point before we go out, guys, everyone see my whistle? If I'm talking, okay, that's the only time I want you to be silent, is when I'm doing instructions, okay? When I'm not speaking and when you're doing the challenges, we encourage you to be talking and communicating with each other, okay? If it gets a little bit too loud when I'm trying to give my instructions to you, I'll blow this, and that just means everyone be quiet and listen. Everyone happy? Awesome, are we ready?
Yeah.
Cool, if you want to all stand up, guys.
So he's going to line them up in one straight line, okay? So he's lining them up in one straight line.
I'm going to pick what's your name? The one who is Dad in the name for you. Go on, what's your name?
Allocating the service child as captains.
Rory. Right, Rory. And what's your name? Young lady, yes. Lily. Cool, Lily, you come out this side for me. Right, guys, when I walk past you, I'll either say Rory or Lily. What do you think you're going to do then? Yes, cool. Go stand behind them in a nice straight line, and I'll be over to this side, okay? Rory, Lily.
So then you split them into 2 teams. This will be the red
Lily,
and the blue team.
Lily, Rory, Lily.
Okay, so we split them into 2 teams, red team and blue team. They've got to make their way from red point to blue point, nice and simple. Dan has given the brief that if they fall off or touch the floor, their whole team comes off. They do 10 star jumps and then they jump back on the equipment. Obviously there's variations of this. You could have the person come to the back of the kit, and start at the back again, or for the older kids you could have them coming all the way back to the white line before they start. Okay, so this challenge could last anywhere between sort of 5 and sort of 15 minutes really. Okay, so they're on the challenge now. They've worked out their plan and off they go.
We're going to have to start moving forward. Wait, guys, once everyone's on, everyone
So again, Dan's brief on this one was A to B, so they're getting from point blue to blue cones. They've got to pick the tyre up and they've got to get the tyre back without touching the floor. Again, there's a number of variations like this where you can just go from point A to point B, or you can go and collect the teddy and collect it back for the younger ones. If it's sort of nursery to year 3, I would probably use slightly more kit and then maybe they could collect the teddy and bring it back, if that makes sense, and fluff it down. Same with the presentation. If you're looking at nursery to year 1 and year 3, we probably wouldn't go through that full video presentation. We just talk about how the importance of drinking more water, and maybe ask them to name, you know, 3 types of fruit or vegetables or something. So, but the format can remain the same. It's just we simplify things. Okay, so he's finished the session. After he's finished the session, everyone just give both teams a big massive clap, say well done. And now we're going to separate the groups into the tire pull challenge.
You all sat on the bank in just the other side of the tug of war rope, and then Lily's team.
So he's split the team. He's got blue team standing on the stones, and we've got red team is going to come into the tire pull.
Rory's team, you're going to be sat out on this one. After Lily's team are done, there's then going to be a switch over, okay? So make sure you're listening to the rules as well, to be nice and quick. You have 3 tyres in front of you, okay? I'm going to put a timer on for 3 minutes. In that 3 minutes, you've got to pull the tyres from the line of yellow cones there, all the way to the line of yellow cones on this side, and back as many times as you can, okay? Each tyre that makes it there and back, that'll be 1 point per tyre. So when the first 3 people have gone, that's going to be 3 points. Does that make sense, everyone? Yeah. And then obviously once Lily's team are finished, Rory's team, you're going to switch over and try and beat their points, okay? With the tyres, guys, what I'd say is...
So they have to beat 52 points. What he's done is he put the team that won the A to B challenge to start first. So this team understands what score they have to get to beat, which gives them a better chance, really. So predominantly, hopefully, it'll go down to the tug of war competition. So they both win a competition each, hopefully, because these should know what they have to beat now. Technically, in their mind, they've got a target to hit, haven't they? So again, this challenge can last anywhere between sort of 3 minutes per team, with a bit of a talk in between, to 5 minutes per team. Okay, so whether they have 5 minutes, and at the end of this, Dan will ask them the questions. Okay, so Dan will ask them the questions after this.
Total of, you ready? 55 points on that, so well done, guys. Give yourselves a massive clap. Lily's team, give them a clap. Right, guys, what I need to happen now, Lily's team, you all stay there. Rory's team, I want you all to just go and gather in that hut over there, okay? Go sit down in there for 2 minutes and I'll come over shortly.
So what is done, Dan has separated the teams. It's now question time. So he's moved the team into the hut for question time, and he's left the team on the bank in.
Anyone remember any of them, do you think? Right, I'm going to ask some questions, okay? What I want you to do is all confer as a group, and then the captain, Lily, when you've got an answer, I want you to come to me and tell me, okay? So
this is question time.
How many litres of water do we need to drink a day? 2 to 3, good, that's a point. Well done. How many fruit and veg should we be eating a day? 7 to 9, yeah? Good. How many times a week should we be staying active, do you think?
3 times.
Good. Awesome, well done. I'll give you a bonus point for that one. 4. And 2 good things about fish. What are they? The 2 main. Omega-3 and protein. Well done. Full house, guys. Awesome.
So next group presentation.
Right, what I need you to do, I'm going to ask the question. If you all come in nice and close, I want you all to confer with each other, so you know you've got the right answer. And then I want Rory, the team captain, to tell me what the answer is, okay? So of course you're all talking to each other, and then Rory's going to be the one to tell me. So how many litres of water a day do you think you should be drinking?
I already know, 2 to 3.
2 to 3 litres, good. Point. How many fruit and vegetables should we be?
7 to 9.
7 to 9? Awesome, another point. How many times a week should we stay active?
3 days.
Good, 3 times a week. And fish. Do we remember that? Twice a week. Awesome, I'll give you a point for that. And what's the 2 main good things in it? Do you remember protein and omega-3? Well done, full house again. Good. Who enjoyed? Who had fun? Good. Most of us, okay? At the start, if you remember, we said all that we want from you today is for everyone to try new things, which I think every single one of us has done. None of us gave up, guys, even on the A to Bs and stuff, on the tyre pulling. If we were coming second place, we were still going all the way to the end. Both teams were completing all of the tasks. We've all had fun, like we just said. So 1 massive clap now for everyone. Well done, guys. Okay, make sure now when we get back upstairs that we drink plenty of water, okay? It's a warm day, we've just done a lot of... Quiet, guys! Cool. So I've got a QR code here for the feedback form. It's got a link in the bottom. If you want to just take a picture of it, have you got your phone on you?
So obviously Dan's giving the feedback to the teacher.
Picture.
We've got the QR code and the link as well.
Awesome. So when you go upstairs now, if you can either get that onto the big screen for the kids to get it, iPads, whatever they've got, or Chromebooks, anything like that, you can email it to them. If that's okay?
Yeah, absolutely.